Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here on the first day of September. Summer slipped away, and it's looking at a good fall. It's been a wet August. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but first, let's take care of our weather outlook. It's brought to us by Drew Potter's company, Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Call them for your needs on air conditioning problems. Looking at the weather, it's going to be a high. Here's the good news. It's going to be a high about 86. We're looking at the next couple of days, lows in the 60s. First time inland now. It's not going to do it here on the coast, but in the high 60s, but still the 60s. But there's a little cool front coming in. It's the first little front we've had, and Lord knows we need, and we need to dry out too. High 86, like I say, will be the highest part, but water temperature dropped down to 83, so it's really been about a 3-degree drop in 2 weeks. So that's a little surprising with the storm out there, going like this. You think it would bring in more warm water. I think what happens, it churns it up so much, I think it just gets oxygenated and sort of cools it down. That's my amateur meteorology theory. Okay, river reading brought to us by Mountain Dew. The Apalachicola not in bad shape considering what we've had. We read a 9.3 this morning, and they're keeping it level. But goodness gracious, at the Choctawhatchee, we knew it's going up. It's at 10 foot now. It's going on up there. It's going to be high water. I'm sure we'll be in some flood stages somewhere along the Choctawhatchee River, and just be aware of that. Keep your eyes, looking at a lot of old timers now. They're going to actually see it coming, but nowadays you got so much warning with everything, like with storms and all, so many preliminary warnings you can sort of get out of there. A tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. The first day of September, pretty decent tides. In fact, if you look at the whole month of September, with the exception of next week, the rest of the month is in pretty good shape. We're looking at a high tide this morning at 6:23 and a low this afternoon at 5:30. And our wind direction be coming out of west at 10 to 20, double digits. And I was listening to one of the weathermen last night, really, and I didn't realize this, but out of the 30 days in August, we've had 27 days that's had rain in them. And so we've only had 3 dry days in August here in the Panhandle, so that is sort of remarkable to me. August has been a very wet month, and we'll try to get the statistics on it as soon as we can to see how much we all got. I know I used to keep a rain gauge, and some of y'all do, but I don't keep it anymore. It kept getting filled up. Take a break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning. First thing I want to mention now, don't forget, Labor Day sale, 10% off at the Panhandle Outdoors shop. So go ahead. It's all this week. Get a hold of Travis. We had some orders the other day. In fact, we're going to add the names. Vicky Welch and Russell Welch. Remember, if you buy some stuff, you get your name added back to the pot and got a better chance of winning. They got caps, shirts, decals, and they're all fixed up now. So don't forget to jump on that. Let's take a look at a couple of pictures. I know a lot of y'all get these phone calls on about once a week and all. So if you get this phone call, you know what I'm talking about right here. Don't expect me to stop if you're broken down by the side of the road. You were offered an extended car warranty several times, but you didn't take it, and here it is. So you broke down. But we were definitely laughing about that during the break. We all of us get those calls, and almost sometimes weekly, and it's just robocalls. I know they bother you as much as myself. All right, next picture here. This is Ariel Payne sent this to me. She said it's a memory she had from 11 years ago, and we were on the Choctawhatchee River with Frank Peruka and U.S. Fish and Wildlife, and we were doing a study on the sturgeon. We're tagging some sturgeon and all. This is right there, the Choctawhatchee River Bridge on Highway 20, and there's a group of us, and that was a lot of fun. We do that every year we do that. We're studying the sturgeon. So this time of the year now, if you get a chance to run over there, it's going to be, this weekend might not be good because the water's going to be high, but they're really jumping in the late summer. They're just skyrocketing. So go park on Highway 20 at the Choctawhatchee River Bridge and just watch those sturgeon jump. It's a wonderful act of nature. Okay, again, if you're out there mowing now, right now, before your initial cut, check the ground for yellow jackets circling, and wait till dark with a can of spray. But anyway, this is they're in the holes now, and this is Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, especially this time of year. A lot of us start bush hogging toward the end of the summer, getting ready for food plots, and they're not quite as bad on tractors as they are on lawnmower. They'll jump on your lawnmower, but on tractor they'll get on you too. So if you see them flying around there, just, I wear long sleeves, long pants, and that's one of the reasons. But they'll get after you. So try, watch out for this time of year for those yellow jackets. This bulletin board should be in every school. It ran across this. This is a good bulletin board. I don't know what teacher put this in, but very, very good. Meet the person responsible for your choices. There's a little mirror each one of these. Choices, grades, success, words, and actions. And I think the kids get the message. In fact, I'm going to send that to Wendy for her to put on her bulletin board up at school. And any other teacher, that's a good idea. Put it up there for about a week or two. Okay, here we go. You'd have to be a hunter to understand this. I brought him back to where we first met. All right, I'll leave that one there. Fred Myers posted this. Don't worry, he had his flashers on when I passed him. He was driving down the road. Here's what we're talking about. Obviously, his trailer hitch did not fit on the trailer ball. As you can see, he's got two sizes. He's got a real big one on the bottom and a real small one. He don't have the 1 7/8, the middle size one. And so he just put it on the chain, and the sparks were flying and all. He's got his flashers on. So it's amazing at the sights you see with people with boats and trailers. This is interesting. The female octopuses throw things at males that are harassing them. I just saw this the other day. So ladies don't get any ideas, but they actually have some footage, and this is off the coast of Australia, of them actually throwing shells and silt. And they were intentionally, what researchers think, they're intentionally targeting other male octopuses. So just be aware of that. Okay, a couple other things I was going to throw in here. Let's see. We got all those out, Jeff. We're talking about the snook, and Michael Calvert catching a snook. I was looking it up, the range for the snook and all. I was trying to, they're caught on occasion here in the Florida Panhandle and also in Choctawhatchee Bay on occasion. I don't know if it's like rare, but it's very unusual to catch one, as many fishermen we have. But I was looking up the range, and the scientists actually say they're in their area right here. I'm just going to show you. They actually range through this area, just do all the way down, of course, to South America, but up here, right here in the center of the screen, they do sort of come up in this area just a little bit over toward Mobile. But anyway, all through this area. But the snook is just a well-reserved, well-respected fish because it tastes really good, although they have to release them now. But they have a very strong fighting, a very strong leaping ability, like we're talking about the tarpon does and the sturgeon. Some fish can really. And you notice how, when we're talking about fish leaping and all, a lot of times it's different ways. If you notice, the tarpon will come up like that, and the sturgeon will come up like that, but the mullet, they're sort of come like that. And I don't know why they're doing that, although I know the mullet is actually traveling and getting the momentum up to do that. But if you ever study, I don't know if there's any studies out as to why they leap at certain heights or certain angles, but if you know, give me a call back. Now, speaking of giving me a call back, I had a message. Okay, let's take a break, and I'll be right back and tell you what I got. Okay, welcome back. I was checking my message. We asked about the green boiled peanuts, and H.C. Slay. We're talking about, Billy Grantham said there hadn't been any pool up there in Jackson County, but H.C. Slay sent me a message. I'll read it to you. Let's see. H.C. and Barbara Slay. K&I Farms in Chipley has been selling green peanuts since July, and I'm glad to hear that. That's a good place up there to get them, the farm up there in Chipley. So thank you, Mr. Slay, for keeping us informed, and thank you for watching our show. You've always got some interesting things to say, and I appreciate you. All right, look, talking about interesting things, we always talking about sharks. I want to show you, I was looking up, and I never talk about sharks much in Apalachicola Bay. I've talked about them in all the other areas, but I've never talked much about sharks in Apalachicola Bay, and it hit me the other day. So I sort of looked up some stuff and all, and I found a survey. And this is really interesting because it was actually done in 2019, which is a recent survey. And I was reading about it, so here it is. This Apalachicola Bay Shark Survey for 2019. And they couldn't do them in 2020 because of COVID, but these guys, they're working with the research group, And you can see right here, and what he's doing is they wanted to find the abundance and density of the bonnethead and bull sharks. So they studied the system, and they were able to complete 29 paired gill net. They did 29 surveys, long and gill net, and so that was a goal there. You can see they're pulling them up. They're not gaffing it down. It's always like they're gaffing them, but they're pulling them up, and along with other things. This one was in a gill net, I believe. Okay, and here's what's fascinating for you folks all through there. Our surveys began in May and conducted all summer, although much of it occurred in August, and the fish communities of Apalachicola and St. George Sound are very diverse. We caught 9 species of sharks, 3 species of rays, and 20 species of bony fish. But the system, okay, here we go. This is what, I knew this was true, but the system is completely dominated by, right in the middle of the page, by what they call a gafftrops, okay, which is a cell cat. We caught over 800 cell catfish this summer. Our catches also included a range of small and coastal sharks. And then I got one more picture I think I got with these guys. And they talked about, that's a little, of course you see the hammerhead right there. And they called, in addition, we were collecting valuable data. They got all kind of data, and it tagged, they put acoustic transmitters, and it's such a great feeling that they found on bonnetheads and sharks. They put these little transmitters on them. Okay, so anyway, okay, they got one more here. The biggest one they found was 2.6 meters. So what is that? 10 feet, a 10-foot hammerhead shark. They found a 10-footer in Apalachicola Bay. So be careful there at St. George Island and Cape San Blas at Indian Pass. So they put it, okay, so I just wanted to tell you that survey, but it's like if you've been in that area and fish, cell cats are just all over the place. And you can see by the survey, they actually proved it scientifically, and we knew that. Now here's the situation. Cell cat are good to eat. We want to skin them out and just cut out little good pieces of them. And the biggest thing about them is they're so abundant. But they are a lot of fun. I was glad to see the scientific survey sort of reinforce what we as fishermen always felt like. Okay, now let's go from saltwater to freshwater. A little while back, we had an opportunity to do some. We've done a lot of good interviews over the years we've done this show, and every now and then I like to pull one out and share it with you again. This one was with Hank Parker, and speaking of legendary folks, Hank Parker is a legend. He started fishing, bass fishing. He won the BASS for a long time. Then they had a TV show, Hank Parker Outdoors, and he's just a great guy. He always has been just a caring kind of person, loves the outdoors. He loves to hunt in addition to fishing, just a great outdoorsman. And I got to spend some time with him. We were up, this was First Baptist Church, had a men's get-together up at Paul Sims' place up there at the Sand Hill Ponds, and it was a great get-together. And this is something I miss, is our group, our fellowship we have throughout the churches throughout the Panhandle, having these wild game cookouts and all, and get-togethers. I miss that during the COVID outbreak, but I understand. But pretty soon they'll be coming back. I'm looking forward to them coming back. But this was one of them, and Ricky Snellgrove is with us, and just a group of people. And I just took my camera up there, and son Chip and I, we went up there, and I just had a great time. And Hank gave a good talk. And he lives in South Carolina now. He had 4 boys and 1 daughter, and they're all active and outdoors, and just good big family, 11 grandchildren. So Jeff, let's roll this interview with Hank Parker.
Oh, you did?
All right, folks, we're up here at the Sims Farm for the big fish fry and cookout. Here's one of my viewers, Bill Mathis. My son Chip. Yeah. Taking up tickets back here. And you can see we've got Hank Parker up there. So we're going to walk up here and watch the crowd gather. Beautiful place up here.
You ever been up here?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
This is Mr. Wilson.
Oh, don't put me on TV.
Okay, yeah, well, listen, this
Have
is
you met
great.
Hank yet?
We're on the way up there.
Okay.
We're on the way up there,
All right.
but we're going to just get in line, I think.
All right.
All right. Hey, I've heard of the wise men. Here's the wise man right here.
That's them.
Steve?
Dave.
You know, I've had your grandkids in my class and all, and they learned some really good manners. Now, where did they learn that from?
They learned it from me.
Y'all looking forward to this, Bobby?
Yes.
All right. There's Hank Parker right over there, entertaining the crowd.
That's John Steve. He got his shirt on. Look right there.
Over there, Captain. You know, we had that video taking his sister out about last month. You did a good job.
She loved it.
I like that thing he's got. It says only waves can tip a boat, and only you can tip the captain.
Hank, this is Winston.
Tell you about you the other day.
Winston Chester.
Nice to meet you, Hank.
Great. Winston has one of our
I got it.
brings he involves a lot of kids from high school.
Good.
Is that radio or TV?
That's TV. Yeah, I'm just following your example.
I can't do TV in the morning. People can't take me too much in the morning. I have to wait till night where I can slip up on them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll tell you what. That was one of the students you just talked about.
Oh, really?
Teaching an outdoor education class at the local high school.
How about that, Charles? Or
Yeah. And we teach fly fishing, bait casting, and how to throw a
I need to come to your class. I can't throw a cast net worth a nickel. I need a little bit.
do a better job.
They listen.
They listen.
You know, rolling for a 20-foot cast. Rolling beats all of everything.
I got him on
Any day. I
got the
couldn't
best cast net thrower I got here about muscle shoulder. That boy can throw a cast net, buddy. He can throw a big cast net. Yeah, he used to have an 18-footer. That sucker could pop them lead lines.
That's the way rolling is. Rolling through that thing. It blew me away.
It's a beautiful thing when you see it.
I'm telling you.
Well, we appreciate you coming down here.
Good to be here, man. Listen, you
You hanging around some good people.
He don't know about that.
We got some fresh carp coming. Imported from Lake Erie, I hear.
Well, Ricky can cook it. He'll tell us his past before October. He'll have up our
Tackle salesman will tell you what you want to hear.
Hey, all salesmen tell you what you want to hear.
Well, listen, I want you to say good morning to our Panhandle Outdoor viewers.
Good morning to the Panhandle Outdoor viewers. Let's do that again.
Take two. This
two.
guy needs more practice.
And I'm with Winston Chester, and Winston and I go back 100 years. He taught me everything I know about fishing. So he has really, really schooled me. I still got a lot to learn, and I call Chester from time to time when I get in a jam and I can't figure out what I need to do next. So Chester, I really appreciate it. We just want to say thumbs up to all the Panhandle viewers out there. You guys hang in there and keep watching on Chester, and you never know where you may go.
Man, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Y'all believe all of that?
I should have said Mr. Chester. That's what we call him. Some people call him Winston, but I call him Mr. Chester. So y'all keep listening to Mr. Chester.
Great job, buddy. We don't even take no takes on that. Okay, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that. Brian Gumbel, you've seen him on TV on CBS, outdoor stuff or sports stuff. But he said that Hank Parker is a Michael Jordan of the outdoors. I always thought that was a good analogy and a good description of Hank Parker. So hope you enjoyed it. Let's take a look at our fishing game time today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers. We're looking at our time at 7:17 a.m. to 9:17, and tonight 7:43 to 9:43, and hopefully we'll get this weather on out of here, and won't be as wet, because it does have an effect on all of our outdoor activities. I know on the scalloping, which a lot of folks in doing it, we still got a couple of weeks left in it, but the opening week was messed up. Now this week has been messed up, and it's really it's good news for the scallops, but for families and all that want to go, it's been a challenge, to say the least. But we're gonna try to go during Labor Day. Hope you're making plans for Labor Day. Good, some fun stuff. Gil Archery, speaking of Apalachicola, lives down in Apalachicola, quite an outdoorsman himself. He sent this. This is from the Chattooga Conservancy, and basically they found, I'm gonna tell you about it, they found an old dugout canoe in the Chattooga River. and recently now, and because they put together a team of volunteers to sort of put it together, and it took them 6 weeks to put it together, and it got up there. This is up in North Georgia, so I want to show you some of the pictures from the old dugout canoe that Gil shared with us, and okay, how about now? We got it. Okay, so anyway, it was a team of volunteers. Okay, so here it is, and it's right now. It's in a. You can see it's in a sort of got it wrapped up with it. Took it, and here's a better. Okay, this is sort of. Now, can you imagine that? We're talking about historical value, an artifact like that. A lot of people probably went by it many a time in a rafting excursion or canoeing and just looked over there, probably thought it was just a log, and then somebody actually was able to see it, and they were actually identified as a Native American dugout canoe, and they did a really good job. And what I did, I zoomed in on, I don't know if you can see it, I zoomed in on some of that, and think of the tools back in those days that they had to use to carve that out. And the packing crate, I got tickled, looked like they used a lot of foam and all, and straps and all to hold it down. But just looking at it, I just have a deep appreciation of something like that. I've always liked the boats and old canoes and all, and thank you, Gil, for sharing that with us. But any kind of a artifact like that we can find to preserve our history and heritage is just exciting to me. And I know a lot of y'all have found some, on your own property, found some in fact, I had some people send me some pictures of arrowheads and different things, and you found them, especially up there in Jackson County, Washington County area in South Alabama. A lot of folks enjoy doing those kind of things, have some massive, beautiful collections over the years that families have found generation after generation. And I would like, if you'd like to share some of those pictures and all, if you want to, go ahead and send them to me, because I think it's just really, really fascinating. And we talk about, so much time and all. I have several other things to talk about. I don't have time to get into them. We're going to have a guest come on tomorrow, a really interesting guest. You're going to really enjoy him. And then on Friday, of course, we'll be getting stuff together. And I picked this other stuff up Friday to share with you, and also the famous Friday fishing forecast, and giving away some seafood and some also some, well, whatever you like to get at Los Angeles, I like the fish tacos, but giving some of those away. I'm going to wrap it up for today. Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. We always appreciate the viewership. Do something good today for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.